Now, there are people who don't want to hear anyone discuss the breakup of our union. And one of the reasons is they'll say, well, look at what happened the last time that was tried. Civil war. I do not want war. I do not want bloodshed. But 4 of the justices, at least 3 of them, predict that it's possible. Really 4 if you include the ominous warning that Judge Thomas gave. That violence, civil war, civil upheaval is very possible in our country because of this Supreme Court ruling. So what if a state like Alabama or Texas or Oklahoma, what if they decided to secede from the Union? What if the righteous people of 1 or 2 states withdraw, hopefully peacefully, from the Union based upon the sins and the tyranny of our federal government? What should we do? If they say, I want out, I'll tell you what I would do. I would support them. If they ensured that child killing was going to be a crime again and that true marriage would be legally restored. If a legislature said, look, we've had it with judicial tyranny, we've had it with no prayer in our schools, but the 2 things we swear and will be in our Constitution is that child killing is against the law. You may not kill your baby in this new country, and that marriage is between a man and a woman. I'd support him. The reason that the first Civil War happened was because of states' rights, I've been told. And I used to have really intense and sometimes fun arguments with some of my Southern friends who said it was the war of Northern aggression. It was the war between the states, and it was about states' rights. They had the right to withdraw. All right? What was the state right that they were fighting for? A capital crime. Man-stealing. Right? Man-stealing. So the state right that they wanted to enforce and to have continually was slavery. There is no right to slavery. That's the point. There's no right to homosexual marriage. When Justice Scalia used the word pooch, and he said that this is a judicial pooch, the word pooch it's a word that means treason, the secret overthrow of a government, okay? Sudden secret overthrow of a government. He's not a dummy. He knew what he was saying. He was saying that this was treason. That was the overthrow of our system of government. And he goes on to explain it. All right? He actually means those words. So the right that the Supreme Court is trying to force on us is an abominable crime, just like the Supreme Court tried to force on the nation that slavery was a right. Remember, in the Dred Scott decision of 1858, the Supreme Court ruled that a white person owning a black person was a constitutional right. And it was a crime against God and man. It was one of the 4 crimes that cry out for vengeance. And the vengeance came. And so I again come full circle to what will God do? What will God do? Read Psalm 2. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth take counsel together against the Lord and against his Christ, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast their cords from us. That means get rid of the laws of God, get rid of their constraints. Let's have homosexual marriage. He who sits in the heavens will laugh. The Lord will have them in derision. Read Psalm 110. The Lord said unto my Lord, sit thou at my right hand until thy enemies are a footstool for thy feet. Go and read the rest of Psalm 110. It says God will fill the place with dead bodies. There comes a time when a nation so offends Almighty God that he intervenes in ways that are terrifying. Did it with the Jews in Babylon. He can do it with us. And tragically, he might use, dare I say it, there's terrorists, demonically possessed, demonically influenced terrorists. What if God lifts his hands of protection and says, I'm judging you, and this is what the judgment is going to look like? I don't know, I don't want it. But friends, I'm telling you, we need to pray and we need to fight to turn this, to overturn it. On tomorrow's program, I'm going to give you some concrete actions that we can take to fight and hopefully win.